everyone. It's episode 13.
When the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arius.
You've been smoking, Ellie.
Was an age undreamed of. And onto this Conan, destined to bear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Yes, we are back. Hello, everyone. It's Ethan McKinley. It's the 2-Minute Terminator. It's episode 13 when we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time. We're going from the 24-minute mark to the 26-minute mark. I'm so excited that we've actually done a show because Ellie's missed 2 days this week and she's been made to do the show. Hi, everyone.
I'm
Ellie
Ellie Fitzgerald.
Are you?
Yeah.
Shut up. Hit the music.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
Hi, I'm Chief Master Sergeant William Candy.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, yeah. So, yes, everyone, this is the show where we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time. And we are, in fact, going from minutes 24 to 26, the 2 minutes bridging that gap, basically. It starts with the TX, or the Terminatrix, testing the blood of John Connor.
Rubbish!
Which is on a dirty swab on the floor. And it says, primary
soiled
target.
bandage.
I think in Arnold voice, what primary target, John Connor. And it ends with, yes, which is a line spoken by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's actually enters the film really at 25 minutes in, which is strange. He has one little scene about 10 minutes ago when he arrived from the future. And he is, in fact, here with us.
Well, they're introducing the female Terminator, aren't they?
They are. Well, as we said in the last episode, was it the last one? The one you can be bothered to turn up for, was... she only has about 4 lines of dialogue, and they're all spoken before the 25-minute mark.
No.
Which essentially, that time has happened, I think, now.
Yeah, but she has another speaking bit in this 2 minutes.
If you are a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, I guess it needs no introduction that the background music for today's show is...
Conan.
Yeah, well done, Ellie. Even the girls know. The animals are always the first to know. They're like earthquakes. Yeah, right. What do you reckon to this? You've seen the clip, haven't you, Ellie?
Mm-hmm. It's good because, like you said, it's the first time you get to see Arnie in action.
In the wrong sunglasses and a bad jacket.
Exactly. But he's ploughing a...
He's ploughing who?
He's ploughing
the nanny.
He's ploughing a truck into the TX's stomach. So what is clash? Do you remember that really cool video I sent you ages ago? Have we ever put that on the 2-Minute Terminator page?
Which one?
Will it crush?
I don't think we have, actually.
We
put it
should.
up. He's done another one, though, hasn't he, for Omaze? He did the waxwork when he's pretending to be fake Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That one wasn't as good.
No. I
Will
don't know. I kind of like
Will
that
It
one.
Crush is amazing. I remember when I first sent you that. That's before you even knew
In
that
a political
I
move, he kind of like showed himself embracing like black babies because he was just come out of office. And
God, it's so fucking cringy.
I prefer that one to the Let's Crush It. It's because it was more genuine, I think. Let's Crush It was like, you don't own a tank, Arnold. You don't really do this.
Dude,
in your spare time.
that was a real competition.
What's that one where he's got like a long wig on and a big porn tash and he's at a gym trying to like show people workout
Was
tips,
that not
but
an
like
advert?
they recognise him immediately and they'll go, well, like it doesn't quite work.
Was
like,
that
come
not
on.
an advert?
Got through the pain.
I just like the boy adverts.
Yeah, the Japanese. Yeah.
The drink.
Yeah, if you've only just joined the show, if you go back, was that in the second Terminator season we
I
did?
think that was second, yeah.
We went through Arnie's back catalogue of really weird kind of like Japanese commercials.
Or whatever, yeah.
Lots of stars do that though.
Boy.
Because I guess before YouTube, you could be paid millions of dollars to do a 30-second advert for noodles, literally not doing very much at all. And you'd get paid giant bank and it wouldn't affect your status or stardom in the West because no one would ever see them. Thanks to YouTube now on the internet, you can see like end-to-end Arnie kind of...
Literally like 20 minutes to half an hour of them just back to back. They're amazing. I read somewhere that Arnold Schwarzenegger owned his own kind of like porn company.
I've just typed into Google, by the way. Sorry to segue. We'll come back to that in a sec. I've just typed in Arnie J, And it already preempted and said Japanese commercial.
Play one.
Boy, boy.
Boy, boy. Why Japan?
Why what?
Why Japan?
Are you serious? I've literally just spoke for about 2.5 minutes on why... Not just Arnold, like Brad Pitt's done a bunch.
Why Japan though?
Because I guess a lot of their kind of...
I wouldn't have seen
Not that
him
they
being big in the Japanese culture world.
No, of course they are. God, it's like a giant market. Well, China's a giant market as well. Because as I think we discussed on the last episode, Star Wars is the second highest grossing film of all time. Domestically, internationally, I think it's only just hit the 2 billion mark. To beat Avatar, it's got to get to like 2.8 billion, so that's nearly 3 billion.
Christ.
So, it's not
mental.
opened in China yet. So, if it does open there, that might push it past Avatar. I can't quite see it doing that.
What do you mean?
But to answer your question again, and sorry listeners, as you've just listened to me say this, I said because a lot of stars, I think back in the day when these were done, these are clearly like early 90s, aren't they? When he's got his like twins hair. Or the late 80s.
Oh, twins!
There was no internet then, so you could go into these wacky commercials, no one would ever see the light of day. You'd get paid millions of dollars for like a tiny 50, just literally saying that, boy, that one line, and, you know, acting silly, and never the twain should meet. And I
Can
think
we listen to one?
we can. Here we go.
They're amazing.
Bear with us. Oh dear. I've cocked it up. Here we go. Barney carrying a car.
We'll link one to the page. Actually, can't we just link the whole compilation?
Yep.
Is this a whole pop song?
To be fair, I made a mistake with the first commercial because it's just him eating noodles with this like grating song playing and Arnie smiling, looking into a noble future. Cup noodle commercials, basically. He'd have got $1 million for that, I'm sure.
Oh wow, this is like Baywatch.
Yeah, there's nothing really to be heard here, but I will actually link them into the show notes. If you look below your show notes on your iPhone or on
Oh my
your
god,
computer,
the way he licks his lips!
you'll see them. Here we go. It's just coins shooting out of Arnie's chest, so I guess
Boy,
the intonation
boy.
is if you drink this energy drink, boy, you'll become rich and successful.
I swear, like, the odd
Can I finish
20p
my
falls
thought?
out of your bum quite often. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll do that after we get rid of the Terminator stuff. We'll talk about my accident. Yeah, I think because the East, China, Japan and stuff get a lot of their cultural identity. They've got their own, obviously, because some of that started to bleed over here now. Because in the 90s, it was like we used to get anime and stuff like Vampire Hunter D, Akira. We're getting more stuff now.
Spirited Away.
They love all sci-fi and stuff and action movies of the West, so I guess... Well, there's been crossover. You've got like the Matrix and stuff, all the wire work and all that wushu type stuff.
Wushu?
Yeah.
Is that allowed to be said?
Yeah, wushu, it's a martial art. But it's very... it's almost like those Shaolin monks. It's very kind of like performance-based. So like the guy that plays Darth Maul, Ray Park, in Star Wars Episode 1, he practices wushu, which is very like acrobatic and like... very dancified, basically. He played Darth Maul. All those moves that Darth Maul does and stuff, that's Ray Park, basically. He also played Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Retaliation. Greatest Snake Eyes, 2 bad movies. And he plays Toad in the X-Men.
Boy.
So I think, obviously, Arnold's like a global superstar, and I think he's just a movie hero in Japan, isn't he?
Eating noodles.
In fact, if you watch
Drinking
on the
fizzy
Vanilla
drink.
Sky DVD, when Tom Cruise goes to Japan to promote the movie, all the Japs, all freak out and go crazy for him. They're like, ha, 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 ha. They're doing all that like
What do they do?
subservient. Well, you can't really see me doing this, but it's like, Mia does it better than me. She taught me how to. She's like, oh, and then you go like that and you do the victory sign. That's how you do a subservient Japanese schoolgirl.
Sexy.
Right, on with the show. We are going from minutes 24 to 26. Now,
We do. What happens in this scene?
well, we get a We need to turn off Arnold doing his Japanese commercials
Boy.
and put the Conan soundtrack back on.
The Canuck soundtrack.
It's a good soundtrack, isn't it?
It's a great soundtrack.
Basil Polidoris did RoboCop and Starship Troopers.
But yeah, so we get to see Arnie for the first time properly.
Yeah.
We get to see the first bit of action. We still don't know. We still don't actually know at this point that he's good.
Well,
We don't. I mean, it's obvious.
we do.
But we don't. How do we? How do we?
Because the TX has been murdering people left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but they might have two slightly different objectives.
This is true.
So we don't know that.
Well, first thing we need to come to in this, at the end of the scene, we'll skip to the end. He tells a lie.
Also, you know what we said about her licking the blood or whatever, and she should just be able to tell what it is.
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, but it's any of the senses. She looks at it for quite some time, and it's scanning the blood. Again, why she'd need to taste it to actually tell that it was John Connor's DNA?
Well, because it looks freaky. I mean, like I said, there's that weird food scanner now that you can put this laser beam through food.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. I like that though.
And it tells you the chemical makeup of the food,
What do you think of
pesticides are in
that?
it. It's interesting. I think a lot of people will misuse it though and go, "Oh God, there's too much natural sugar in this apple. I'm not going to eat it," and it will create another kind of form of hysteria, or kind of what do you call that? My body dysmorphia. I'm really thin. Anorexia. It will cause a version of that. I think.
Okay.
For a lot of people, it's best not to know.
Totally.
Yeah, no, completely.
But also, do we not think that a thing that can scan through the contents of your food, is that not going to do any kind of detrimental effect on the actual food you're eating? Like I said, in 5 years' time, they'll be like, these scanners, they give you cancer.
Well, no, it's literally just a light, like a UV light.
But what does sending UV light into your food do?
Because it shines a light on something. I guess it takes some kind of like photograph and it scans the... I don't fucking know. I'm not a scientist.
Are you going to buy
Get
one?
off my ass, would you, woman?
I'm a podcaster, not a scientist. Would you buy one? You probably will have one.
No, I wouldn't.
By this time next Christmas.
Nope.
Someone would have bought you one and you'll use it. If someone bought you one, would you use it?
Not really. Because, I mean, what do you need to know, really?
Do you know what? That T-shirt would look really sick on you if you cut the sleeves off.
Yeah, maybe.
It's nice and thin.
Is it diesel?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I will!
A bit of trivia for you.
Trivia, schmivia.
The TX, really, the robot in question, when she's been skinned alive, when she's got no kind of surface skin on her. I know we don't see that till later in the film, but I've popped something in here just to fill out the show.
Nice.
The robot is very similar to the one used in, the TX rather, is very similar to the robot in FX. You know what FX is, Ellie? FX, Murder by Illusion, the 1986 film with Brian Brown, Australian actor, the one from Cocktail, the other bartender.
Oh, wow. No, I've never seen it.
Basically, he plays a movie special effects man who gets drafted in, basically, to, I think it's to fake a murder for the CIA, but then they frame him for it. But then he goes on the run and uses all his makeup and animatronic skills to get the men who framed him.
That sounds familiar.
It's called FX, Murder by Illusion. I've put in the show notes.
Is it as good as Cocktail? Nothing is as good as Cocktail.
Cocktail.
What about Fright Night?
Cocktail, I think, is one of my favourite films of all time.
No, Into the Night's your favourite film of all time.
It's not my favourite film of all time. I've got
The greatest of all time.
Raise of the Lost Arks in there.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes
We've got
Back.
that in March.
We have.
You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says whilst brushing his breast.
Well, I was really excited. It's wonderful. But, because it's not John Williams conducting. Did you know that?
No? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's some random. And it's
Why not just get John Williams to do it?
And it's not the London Philharmonic Orchestra. I think it's like the Prague Philharmonic with some random...
Right, I'm selling tickets.
No, it'll still be great because you're watching the film play.
Yeah, but still, it's not quite the same.
Oh,
as
it's not.
actually
I saw
having
John Williams himself do the E.T. soundtrack at the Hollywood Bowl while the film played.
There was a video on your Facebook. I remember when we first became friends. I remember looking at your videos and being like, "No way, no way."
We were like close at the back. You know what ruined it though? The fucking people, because he played like a medley of different. Like he did, I think he did E.T. We watched that, and then he did like some of his greatest hits for a bit, like Star Wars and Jaws and this and that.
Do people have lightsabers? and
Yeah.
stuff? I fucking knew you were gonna say that.
And you could look across the audience, and it was just
Dude,
multicolored
just
sticks.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
just
going
enjoy
woo,
it.
and you hear people just go woo, and waving lightsabers. It's
Ugh.
like just let them.
Just do that in your living room at home, not when you're there live. Those idiots. Oh, that's disappointing.
So anyway, when Arnold actually comes into this,
Is it because he's like 100 years old? Do you reckon?
well, John Williams is 82 now, and I don't know. I think that does affect your work in some way, because the soundtrack to Star Wars: The Force
You said was
Awakens.
rubbish.
It's not rubbish.
It's not
'cause
John
it's John Williams,
Williams.
but there's nothing like.
There is John Williams, and there's
John
John Williams.
Yeah, there's nothing really classic themed in there, and the character themes don't really come through. Like Star Wars has very like clear themes for the characters, and I think a lot of soundtracks, like Hans Zimmer soundtracks, fall short of the fact they sound cool, but you can't hum them when you leave the cinema, or they don't stick in your head. All right, they don't exist as a piece of art outside of the thing it's attached to. Whereas I think many of John Williams' soundtracks do. You could listen to them, or James Horner even, who did
Yeah.
Avatar and
I
Braveheart and stuff.
disagree on Last Samurai though. I can quite happily listen to that soundtrack and just not see the movie.
Okay. No, you can with Hans Zimmer, I think, but I think I don't know. They're not as all the all-time classic film soundtracks. I don't think you think of Hans Zimmer like Hans Zimmer's Batman soundtracks. Although they're very good,
There's no Danny Elfman.
they're
though.
not as good as Danny Elfman's ones. But
But
the
Danny
films are
Elfman's
better than the Danny Elfman one. But you've never seen it. Anyway, when Arnold Schwarzenegger picks up Kate Brewster in
Is
the
this a cock up?
no. I was just going to say, when he picks up Kate and she's meant to attack him, Arnold told her to not hold back and go crazy. Hit him as hard as she could.
Sexy. Kick, bite, scratch. What's that from?
I don't know.
The Vikings, Kirk Douglas.
What, does that come out and he's like mental readout as like a robot? There's no robots in the Vikings, is it?
No. No, it's when he's got the princess and he's trying to rape her and he wants her to fight back. And she doesn't. She just kind of lays there and he gets annoyed. He goes, kick, bite, scratch. Gets really frustrated that she won't struggle. Every guy loves
Because he
a
wants to struggle.
Every guy wants a bit of a struggle.
I don't know.
Really?
I think women more like the struggle, don't they? I don't know.
I think it goes both ways.
Oh, Lynn.
Oh, Lynn! Okay, cool. So I have some questions about this particular scene.
Go ahead. Hit me.
Go. So we get when the TX licks the blood and then discovers that it's John Connor's blood. Why does she pull that almost sexual face and open her mouth going, "Ah, it's John's blood"? Because again, that almost signifies emotion or like.
Or the TX.
Yeah.
Well, she is more advanced than
Or
the
like
T1000.
release. It's almost like she's just had an orgasm. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I think that's the actress trying to like bring some kind of like
Why are
sexuality
they trying to
to the role.
sexualize a Terminator though?
It's just an actor's choice, isn't it?
She's
not saying it's
rubbish.
I'm not saying it's.
What do you think of the fact that she does that?
Well, like we said yesterday, when she goes no after she's tasted the
kinda
blood,
half
it's a very
imagine-
Jim Carrey thing almost to do.
When she makes that movement with her mouth, I kind of half expect like 1,000 flies to come out of her face.
Like the Mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or with her, it'd just be ladies' pubes because we discovered she's a lesbian.
I don't know. I think they should have cast perhaps with an actress with more of a sexual kind of aspect to her personality.
Yeah, if you're going to do sexy, make her sexy. She's just not that great. Anyway.
But yeah, I think it's just to kind of sexualize the Terminatrix a little bit. But I don't think Christina Loken has that aura to her. So when she's like going, ooh, ah.
Why do they always get people to drop keys in cars as well when...
She's also
when
got
they're
this kind of
trying
like
to get away?
grimace as well. I don't know.
And also, when the TX is going to pull her out through the car door,
Yeah.
she stands there for ages and just looks at her.
Well, that's another just a beat, isn't it? So you can see what's happening when she punches through the glass. It's almost like
But a Terminator wouldn't hesitate.
a Termino.
A Terminator.
A Termino wouldn't hesitate. Today's episode.
A Terminator wouldn't hesitate.
I've got a cock up for you, Ellie.
Cock up.
When the T-101 puts Kate in the vet's van for the first time, so this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, the T-800 T-101. Interesting bit of trivia, actually. I could put this in the next episode, but the T-101 is actually different to the regular T-800.
I was going to say, 101, what's that all about?
Cyberdyne Systems Model 101.
How are they different?
I think the power cell in the chest is lasts many more years than 120 years. So the existing power cell of the Terminator from Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 only lasts 120 years. Going by the Terminator Genesis physics of that, what would an old 120-year-old Terminator look like if the skin did age? He just looks like shopping bags.
They're like Amy's face.
Hi, Sean. Basically, when he puts Kate Brewster's character in the vet's van for the first time, it pushes the tire iron through the right-hand handle and bends it back to the left. We have covered this. Later, when it's on the on-ramp, it's the tire iron is reversed, so the bend is now on the right-hand side handle.
Okay.
And at the gas station, it's back in the original position. If you're feeling deja vu, listeners, it's because we covered this about last episode, basically, but I cocked it up.
Cock up.
Me doing this is a cock up, so how apt is that?
Hey!
And later, when the van is going on the on-ramp, the tire iron is reversed, the bend is now on the right-hand side, and at the gas station, it's back to its original position. Oh my god, I've literally done another cock up. I've just read the same passage because I've put the paragraph twice.
Oh my god.
That's why we don't put glasses on the table next to a piece of electrical
But
equipment.
it's empty.
Oh, shut up.
Bastard. What do we think about the fact that the T-101 smashes into the TX and drives her into a building? How did they do that, Ethan? Did they just drive the car into the building? Is that half a car? Did that actually happen?
Let me just have a look at it now.
I can't tell.
Where did he go? So Arnold comes out here. I mean, I would have moved if she was that advanced a robot.
This is my point.
I think she hits a CG person.
Was she not? Is she aware that the T-101's there? Because Robert Patrick kind of had an idea of where the T-800 was. Is she also aware that there's another Terminator?
He didn't have an idea, but I think when he was alerted to the fact there was another Terminator, he's like, I wouldn't worry about him.
But how did they know that?
Because he when they go, another guy came by, a big guy on a bike. Is he going to do this? And he
yeah,
kind of looks up Riley going, I wouldn't worry about him.
But he wouldn't have been transported through time with a bike. So again, just by saying, yeah, he's a big guy with a bike, how would that signify that there was another
because of the pattern behaviour of like a guy came to the house asking the very same question. What?
Nothing.
Behaviour pattern? Pattern behaviour?
Your feet.
So, that would indicate there was another Terminator, right?
Okay, so in this film, do you think this is the first time she discovered that there's another Terminator there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Although,
just wondering.
You could assume up in the future, because this has been done over and over again, it's probably programmed with be aware that there could be either a human protector sent back or a Terminator. So be on the alert for that, essentially.
And also,
as it's happened 3 times now, and there's 2 more films to go.
So at this stage now, she's asking where John Connor is, but she doesn't ask her if she's Kate Brewster. Have you noticed that?
No, she doesn't.
She hasn't tasted her blood.
No. Oh, you mean there should be a scanning scene because she's in her database of people, either in photographically retina scan or her blood. Yeah,
She's been looking. She's even been saying to everyone, Kate Brewster, blah blah blah. She's got Kate Brewster now. She's asking where John Connor is.
Well, she has to because she's got leverage now.
But does she know that that's Kate Brewster? Without tasting her blood.
No, she wouldn't. It's just something they're not covered in the film, I think.
All in.
I mean, you could argue that Kate Brewster isn't really Kate Brewster yet because the future's not set. She may not be John Connor's future wife, but that's obviously not something they deal with in this film. She is Kate Brewster. Kate Brewster will become John Connor's like other half, essentially, and second in command.
What dowdy old bitch.
In this future.
Dowdy and monkey.
God, I hate this Arnold jacket.
I know, it's so bad. And I don't like his hair either.
Why?
Do you reckon that was do you reckon he's just dyed it? It almost looks like it's like not real.
Of course they've dyed it. Well, I think it's super high, isn't it? It seems
Yeah.
much higher than the 1 in 2, which is
He
still
looks
high.
like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, no, it's his real hair. It's his real hairline, although it's not as far back as it is now. But yeah, of
Actually-
course it's brown, just like it is in Terminator
Thinking
2.
about
It's more
the-
black in Terminator 2.
Thinking
actually.
about the Johnny Bravo cartoon, that's almost like a mixture of Elvis and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because the way he talks a bit like Elvis, but he looks like Arnie. Do you not think?
He does.
He does.
He does.
Rather solemn music now.
Well, I think this is the banquet from Conan.
Is
Oh no,
it?
it's called Theology and Civilization. It's track 10 on the Conan.
Oh, that's very Graham
playlist.
Hancock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon Graham likes Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Do you reckon
Well, that's what inspired him to go looking for the Ark in 1981. Because when he was in Ethiopia,
actually Indiana Jones?
he was working for the Economist in Ethiopia. Then he heard that the Ark of the Covenant was in Ethiopia, so he went looking for it. And it was in like 1982, I think, which is around the time that Raiders came out, well, in 81. So that furore was in the air of like ancient reliquary and mysteries and things. So yeah, he's called the modern day Indiana Jones,
I know. I was just wondering if
or the real life Indiana Jones,
minus the hat and
minus the hat,
and the whip. Imagine Graham with a whip.
punching dudes out. Going, it belongs in a museum.
You want me to sign your book and come on your podcast?
And there we have it. Do you have anything more to say, Eleanor?
Nah,
Why not?
because I hate this film.
Yeah, we need to rip on this film a bit more, I think.
We do. I think it needs to get more shit. It's only just the beginning.
Key up your next scene. We'll be back with episode 14 of the 2-Minute Terminator. I've been Ethan McKinley.
T322.
I've been Ethan McKinley.
I've been Ellie Fitzgerald.
And this is the T322.
Oh, we didn't read the mailbag. We'll save that for the next show.
We'll do it in the next one.
Okay.
Sorry, Spaldner and Nichols.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm stupid in my head. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.